So stupid.
Episode 4.
Oh, are we doing this?
Yeah, video and good
did not
conversation.
know.
See how I sneak into it now. Like it's not like the podcast.
Dude, I looked and I thought it was off earlier.
Is it off? No, it's
No.
going. We've been talking. This is how good I am. I just went, is it off? Oh yeah, we're episode 4
Sneaky bastard.
of video and good conversation. It's Rocky.
Hello.
You were on episode, I looked it up and now I forget. It was...
It's not in your notes there?
No, it's not in my notes. No, don't be silly. Like 34 or something?
I think it was 8:30.
Yeah. It was very early on. And you have your own podcast. I think that's why I reached out to you. And I remember thinking that your podcast sounded so professional compared to mine. Like, you sounded like a radio show.
Really?
Yeah.
Swervy Jones actually gave me that same compliment. This is over a year ago.
Yeah.
And he was, because something, I forget how it came up, but he goes, well, your show sounds the most like a radio show. You do breaks and you stop for music and you do segments or whatever. I never thought about it like that. I just thought of it as keeping the pace going.
I don't believe you never thought about it at all. You
was
were very well planned out.
No, I swear to God.
All
I swear to
right.
God. And if there was any planning, it was to keep from Bill and Etchy's just chaos.
Chaos is good.
Oh,
Chaos is your friend.
Yeah.
Embrace the chaos. Be one with the chaos.
see, chaos is good, but when you start like my early shows, they go nowhere. They really go nowhere.
Most podcasts go nowhere. You're aware of this, right?
Yeah, but now I can at least come up with 4 or 5 things a week that I want to get to.
Okay.
I can direct the conversation, even if people don't know that they're being directed.
Oh, no, I'm very familiar with that. I invented that, I think.
Yeah.
Or Howard Stern did.
Well, I think Howard. I think he's probably the king. Even though I hate Howard Stern, I'm a huge Opie and Anthony fan.
But you got to admire
Howard.
Oh,
you pay homage to the king.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm not going to say he's bad.
No.
I like Opie and Anthony, which I think tells in how many people
Are they
hate
still
me
a
in this
thing?
town.
I'm not sure if are they a thing.
No, Opie and Anthony broke up a long time ago. I think it was in 2014.
Okay.
Or something like that. Anthony was kicked off of Sirius XM for taking a picture of a hooker and saying some racially insensitive things about her online. He didn't use any crass words or anything. I think if he would have said it on the air, it would have been way easier to explain. But instead, a tweet is very hard to decipher.
That's why I don't tweet.
Yeah, and then now, recently...
I feel like you'd be good at Twitter.
I have a Twitter. It is the most useless app on my phone.
Yeah, I know, but I feel you could get a lot of aggression out on Twitter.
Yeah, but do you need to tell... I don't need to tell everybody every thought. I think I'd be banned if I was really on it.
You can tweet at the politician you hate the most. I've tweeted the president many, many times. It feels good. It feels
goes into a random at mention. Do you think
it's not like he's even seen it, but it feels so fucking good to tweet at Donald Trump.
Well, hooray, you hero.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking on a personal level. And you were telling me like you like mixing it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can mix it up on Twitter.
I'm often
and it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. It means zero.
They gave us a warning.
Okay. On Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have mixed it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Well,
All
anything I just do is offensive. Anything I do, it can be called offensive.
No.
Even if I'm like agreeing with someone or whatever, they'll just be like, "Yeah, the way you said that was quite rude," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's not a crime."
Whoa, talking about offensive.
Dude, who the hell would even try to park in the back of Hideaway, and then let alone?
It's going to take a long time to pull that around.
I wouldn't park a scooter back here.
No, we covered a lot, and to date, when your episode came out, yours was the longest episode I've ever done.
It was also for the first time in my life, I felt so fulfilled.
Oh, well,
I was so happy about it.
Thank you.
I left there with one of the best feelings. I remember leaving there, and I don't know if you've ever left on a Friday and screamed in your car, like woo, going to 7-Eleven, getting a 12-pack and going home.
Not in a bit. It's been a while.
When I used to work construction, I would get in my car and yell. I'd be like, fuck, I'd take my shirt off. I'd go reach right in the cooler for a beer. I was ready to go, and I did that leaving your house. I was like, yes, like a fucking 80s movie.
I remember you got on Facebook and said something, and now I feel like it's self-serving, but it made me feel good. You called it like the most validating, most punk rock thing you'd ever done. And I don't know if you know how good that made me feel.
It really was the truth.
Well, I know we mixed it up. I think I got like a
Listening back now, it's embarrassing for me.
how far did you get? Because we get into
20
it a little
minutes.
bit. Yeah, see,
My audio was horrible because I refused to wear headphones.
No, but it also was horrible because I had terrible mics.
No.
That room is terrible.
I could have choked up to the mic a little bit, but I think you gave me some advice, and I was like, no, I've done this four or five times before.
I gave you advice because I was pretending like I knew what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing.
Understood.
But we got into it a little bit, and I got into. Should I be worried about Rocky? Do you have a self-esteem problem? Like, and
I know I'm pretty much the shit. No, I'm joking.
See, I don't think you did back then. I think you do now. But
no. I think I was actually probably a little bit more courageous and maybe young and eager was the word, even though it was only 2 years ago.
It was actually, it was like 2.5, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So, yeah, I've calmed down quite a bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, a bit for me. Because even moving a scotch for me is like really, really doing some compromising.
No, but it's okay to get older.
Oh, you gotta grow.
You can't age gracefully. I mean, said me.
No, you look all right.
No, but 51. I'm talking about like you can be an anarchist, but you can also wear a tie to a wedding.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'm never gonna wear a tie to work, but
to a wedding. If I got remarried, if Dee Dee left me,
I would
and
go
I
if
married
you
a
guys wanted to
prostitute.
redo your vows or whatever.
No, but
I'm going to a wedding in a few days, and I will have a tie. And,
do you know how to tie a tie?
Yeah.
Will you button the top button?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
actually, my neck is way too fat, and even when I'm skinny, right now I'm completely overweight, as you can tell from my B cups in your camera frame. But even when I'm skinny, my neck is so fat, like it's a.
What you got to do is get really super rich and have tailor-made shirts.
Yeah, that would be great.
Not that I've ever done that, but so some of the things we covered. You've been shot, stabbed, and trampled by a bull.
Yes.
Has any of that happened since you were on the podcast?
No.
I was worried about you for a little while.
No. I haven't been shot again since I was 19 or 20 or whatever that was. The last time I got stabbed was at Odin's Den. That hasn't been around in a long time.
that was gone when I met you.
And the only time I ever got trampled by a bull was in Texas.
Okay.
And I haven't been to Texas in a long time.
Because I was worried about you, so it feels like you're making good decisions.
It seems like I was trying to get shot and stabbed.
Also, you brought this up really quickly into the interview. And here's why I wanted to have you on, because I think you've grown like a bit. Although your body language says you're uncomfortable. I feel like you've grown a bit in the you don't have to tell everybody.
It's just, of course, I had to bring that up.
You don't have to tell everybody how punk rock you are anymore.
Yeah.
But I get it. You were how old are you now? You're 31?
I'm 31 years old.
Okay, so you were 28. And I get that. There's a huge difference between 28 and 31. Like and you were new to podcasting. You didn't know me from the whole. We had never met. And
that's true.
I set up Scotch to be a little intimidating. Like I literally
that's not what it was. It wasn't intimidating because you meant it to be intimidating. It was intimidating because I had only done my own show really at the time.
Had you never been on another podcast at that point?
That's what I was kind of getting at. I'm not sure if that was the first podcast I'd done. I'd been on Answer Pants before my show existed.
Yeah. But you're never representing your brand.
No. I'm not sure if... Maybe I'd sat in on like a Tom and Dan episode, but I certainly didn't... I don't think I'd been on many shows. Maybe yours might have been the first one ever. So in that respect, that's why I was probably showing off a bit.
Yeah, but you're boisterous at best. I mean, that's why you podcast. You are larger than life.
But now I think maybe it's just understood, so I don't need to go around telling people who the fuck I am.
Okay, good.
If you don't know, good. It just gives me some quiet time. And if you do know, hey, I'm happy to take a
quiet
picture.
time.
Yeah, well, dude. Yeah, I've told you about people tweeting out my location.
Yeah.
And people coming up to either say what's up or just heckle me.
I wish I had that problem. I have events and no one fucking shows up.
Dude, Oh, really?
You showed up. You won tickets.
Oh, I'll go.
Yeah.
But no, I literally, my friend will just tweet, we're at Hideaway Bar and post my picture, and someone will just show up, sure enough, because they saw me there.
One of the things I have, it says, you gotta take advice.
Pardon?
I wrote, you gotta take advice. Apparently, I had thought, like, maybe, I always feel like you're my little brother and I need to give you wisdom. And I'm sorry.
I appreciate it.
Okay,
No.
because I think I told you, like, you should think about taking some advice sometimes. And you were so headstrong and like, I'm going to do it my way, I'm going to do it this way, and there are no other answers.
God forbid, man.
Okay, well, good.
Seriously. I mean, here's the thing: you don't have to take advice, but it'll never hurt you to listen to a good idea.
If someone you care about offers you a bit of wisdom, at least put it in your memory bank, because it might make.
And you might not need it that day. You know, there's stuff that I've recalled.
That's very wise.
You know, I remember hearing stuff. I'm trying to think. It was actually not too long ago. It was probably like last week, and I remember hearing something from like an old boss. Yeah. Something popped into my mind. I think I was rushing, doing something, and I was fucking it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you've already been warned about this.
Slow down.
Slow down. You don't. I'm not a fast person, obviously. I'm sloppish and you know, torpid.
Yeah. Nice word.
Torpid is a word for me. I just don't rush a lot.
I'm gonna look that
because
up.
it just means sloth-like.
Okay.
But it just, I never in my life have I lost my shit and it made things better.
Yeah. No.
Never once did I lose my temper and it worked out.
Sure.
Or acted irrational or gotten sad and offended and then it did something good for me. It's never once done that. Now you're just feeling bad and the situation still exists. So buck up, put your, strap your boots and just, you have to push forward because you don't really have another choice.
I think dudes like us, also, as we get older, we start.
We're not the same. No, I'm joking.
we start to really realize we probably should think before we talk sometimes.
Oh man.
Yeah, especially like in a setting where it's public and you're not trying to be shocking. Podcasting, you're trying to be shocking sometimes just because. How
many hours do you think you've recorded your voice?
I was trying to do the math with how many questions I've asked, and I'm on episode 183. So 7 times that, it's close to 1,000 questions.
So I'm on 171.
Yeah.
We just did.
No, I'm 183. Excuse me.
I'll be 183 by the time you put this out because I know it takes you months to put out a damn show.
Yeah. But this will go out like probably tomorrow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like this is easy. I don't edit these too terribly much.
But after. I still haven't recorded everything I need to say.
No, I know. I recently I made business cards because that's the kind of business.
I saw those. Those are
business
great.
whores, and it says a dude to the mic and stuff to say.
I loved it. It was minimalist.
Yeah, well,
which is always better than being, just shove all the information. I'm Peter. You can find me www.facebook. Blah blah blah. You don't need all that.
And I
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
And if I had more space, it was going to say a dude to the mic and stuff to say, and most of it was probably bullshit. Like that was going to be the line, but I didn't have that many spaces on the business card.
That's funny.
At date of the podcast you did, you had taken 177 photos of sunsets.
It's probably double that now.
I know, and that makes me so happy. I can't begin to tell you how happy I am when I see you take a picture of the sunset, because I don't think you realize how often you did it until I called attention to it.
No, as a matter of fact, when
I hope I didn't ruin it. Like, I feel bad.
No,
okay.
You definitely did. And I stopped doing it for a little bit because I wasn't feeling so sunny. Last year was really bad for me.
Yeah, I know.
And so I probably wasn't taking as many sunset pictures as I should have, but guarantee that I was enjoying them.
Yeah.
On my back porch with my dog.
You got a sweet spot.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I'll probably never sell that spot. I will move out eventually and get a bigger place because I want my own studio and stuff. But I will probably keep that forever and just rent it out to my
Well, you lost your
friends.
virginity there.
I did lose my virginity.
See, I pay attention. I write. I didn't.
How did you know that?
That's not even in my notes. But yeah.
How did you know that?
I know things about you. I have a team of resource monkeys. I haven't even mentioned the resource monkeys in a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, you lost your virginity there.
I did, and where my friend streams his live streams his Twitch feeds now. He sits and he's got this he's got a green screen,
okay,
and he's got the eggshell stuff on the wall with 8 computer screens that are larger
In
than
the room you lost your
yeah.
virginity in?
Right where I put it in first. His rolly chair goes back and forth, just like I did
Your
as
rolling chair
a
went back and
13-year-old.
forth. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was young. Grow up in a Spanish neighborhood, you start fucking quick. I'd love another beer, Misty.
And put that on me, I'm good. You ate cake with no effects. We talked about that a little bit.
On the show?
Yeah.
So that had already happened.
It was recently. I think it was within a couple weeks because they were at the East End doing their book signing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I still talk about it. You know what I probably didn't say on the show is that I drank his pee. Or his wife's pee, I'm sorry.
Well, okay, I didn't know that. Well, that's... You
Pat
should
Mike keeps a
Oh, yeah, I think I knew this.
container.
Of his wife, Sharon.
It's like a Yeti.
Yeah.
And he's got gallons of it that he keeps. And every drink...
It's a hobby.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
I think it's dressing like a woman now, which I fully support, actually.
That's fine.
But he keeps a bunch of it, and everything that he drinks, he adds, I don't know how much his ratio is, 1 to 6 or whatever, as a bartender.
Yeah. What a bad punk rocker
and he puts a little pee in everything. And he had there was booze in it too.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but there was...
I feel like that was
pee in it.
It was kind of at the beginning of the East End market. Like if they knew that was going on, I don't know if they would have had the punk rock children there.
I thought it was a good move.
No,
now
that's the most punk rock thing that's ever happened at the East End. And I love the East End.
Yeah, it was great. My buddy Steve got his guitar signed there.
You had right before you came on the show, you had a 13-hour panic attack. Is that happening anymore?
No. I switched to indica.
Okay. I was going to say you're meditating now, but it's just
I switched to indica. I go to the beach all the time. I really don't sweat the small stuff. Again.
How do you function with that?
What?
Indica.
You're never going to bring me down.
I know you're very hyper.
There's no amount of... Thank you so much. That one is... I'm still kind of working on that one.
Thank you very much.
I'll close out just because I want to tip you out.
I'm good.
Do you need my credit card? Here, fuck it. Use that one. Put it on the company card.
Boom.
So, what the hell were we talking about?
Indica and how you can function.
So you're never going to, like, cocaine puts me to sleep and weed gets me fucking through the roof. So there's no weed that's gonna put me down.
Yeah.
I could, I don't smoke a lot, but if I wanted to, I could. And so indica scared me at first because it makes everybody so sleepy and tired and whatever. Really, it just, it stopped my panic attacks completely. I don't get them anymore. And if I feel one coming on, I can fix whatever is coming at me now.
Good.
A few years ago,
that makes me happy.
A few years ago, I would have had to deal with it, sex, drugs, rock and roll style.
Yeah.
And these days,
look at you. You're an adult.
Dude,
and you've had a lot handed to you in since we recorded. You've had a lot of shit happen.
Yeah. So, and I think that's a big part of it too. Is like nothing can be worse than what's already been my life.
The sun's shining.
So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. The sun's shining.
So what else you got?
You got a refrigerator full of food and beer. You're pretty golden for the most part.
Absolutely.
All right, good. You asked me some questions, and I'm going to ask you them now. What? This is where I edit a little bit. What do people? How do you get people to drink craft beer?
They hit power stations.
All right. So, despite the fact that I am drinking a PBR right now, I have
You found a beer you like?
I've expanded a little bit.
Bravo.
I've expanded a little bit on my craft beers.
Okay.
And so right now I'm going into Kolsch's, wit beers, light stuff. I'm not doing porters and chocolate stouts and stuff.
There's no need for a chocolate stout.
It doesn't.
No, I
it
get it.
doesn't go down right.
You don't need a chocolate stout in your world.
We want all your technology.
I think if you unhipsterized it would put off because one reason why I didn't like craft beers is the cunts drinking them and having to, not you, and sometimes you, But you gotta put up with the stuff that goes. It's kind of like when you meet a punk rocker who's also into the Misfits. The Misfits is not punk rock. Sorry, guys out there. It's not. It's fucking opera. And so you have now so many different categories.
Goth rock.
And people, oh, that's a good
Thank you.
thing. So someone's like, oh, try this strawberry, da da da
But
da.
I said this when we
It's
recorded.
so good.
There should never
And
be
then-
a fruit beer.
And then you go,
They got this chip on their shoulder.
And it tastes
yeah,
like
that
salad.
sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's horrible.
No.
So I think the way to do it is, and now with all the people that are making good beers, I'm trying to think of my last craft beer that I like Tomoka. And also, who was it recently, man? Oh, I like the All Day IPA.
Okay, yeah. It's like 4.5, so you can literally drink it like all day.
Yeah, I think a big part is to just calm down on the. You don't need to pack every bunch of flavor into one beer.
Well, it's because you're used
It's
to
beer.
drinking flavored stuff that doesn't have any flavor.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I like. I enjoy the piss beer because you can drink it all day. It tastes like nothing. You can drink it like literally in the day and you're fine.
You realize there's farmhouse ales that, like back in the day, people would literally give to their workers instead of water. This was here, have a pint of beer. You know, so those are hovering like 2.5, 3.5% alcohol, and they're made with the ingredients that are available. As someone who cooks, I feel like you should really appreciate that.
Yeah, we get to drink at work often because not drink like the whole
Me
glass.
too.
Well, not drink the whole glass, but like today, one of the bartenders came up to me and she had this hibiscus soda that she had chopped up ginger and put it in with, and there was like I think it was tequila in there, whatever. It had leaves coming out of the top of it.
I don't need a fucking.
It was so good. It was so good, and with one sip, I was like, okay, I don't need the rest of it, but it's totally cool. I appreciate the hustle when it comes to craft beers. I really appreciate when people put time and energy into what they're trying to do. You can taste it, you can feel it, and when you meet them, you can certainly feel the energy coming off of them. That's really cool. Can we take a break?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Real
Sure.
quick.
Yeah, I'll just hit pause.
Okay.
All right. Rocky's got a pee-pee. All right, so Rocky pee-peed because he's got a little teeny-weeny bladder of a girl.
Yes. Also, I've had about 4 or 5 of these.
He's not driving. So
Lights out.
you had a significant hit to your show. Yeah.
Billy
Lost his battle.
Yeah, lost his battle with cancer. Sorry, cancer? No, my parents have cancer. He was suicidal and lost his battle with that, and that was devastating. You know, it really. Etchy and he were extremely close.
Mm-hmm.
Bill was my best friend.
It was hard to not like Bill.
Oh,
You'd have to try really hard to not enjoy.
if you don't like Bill, you suck.
Yeah,
because he was cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to not like me.
I don't think he realized how cool he was.
Bill was he knew.
Earlier that day.
You know, he did knew. He had his own things.
Demons.
Both of his parents had just gotten sick and died.
Yeah.
And he had a lot going on. He was completely in debt. He had a drug problem.
Probably in a bit of pain. I know he had an accident. And probably
His back was always killing him.
Yeah.
But yeah, when Bill took off, we didn't know what to do.
I was proud of you.
Thank you. For what?
For the way you handled it, the way you bounced back.
You know what? I gotta say, and this has to be said. The podcast mafia, Tom and Dan, your show, the real radio guys who now all hate me for some reason. A lot of these people that I'm mentioning hate me now, but at the time they helped us more than they paid for the funeral. Through donations. Bill had a lot of fans, and it wasn't just from podcasting. His music was great. His comedy was great. He was a very beloved human being, just as a guy at the bar.
He's just a good dude.
And
the world needs more good dudes, and we lost one.
He was an amazing man. And but he had a lot of people that loved him. And through the podcast community, we were able to pay for his funeral completely, which I actually got kicked out of his funeral. That's a funny story.
That's your own thing.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Bill would have liked that.
I've been kicked out of a lot of parties, but never a funeral. It was so good. It was the funniest thing ever. And but the podcast community here in Orlando is so fucking strong, and I truly enjoy that we get to. Thank you. That we get to be a part of this, but it was really breathtaking when how many people donated, and I saw, I'm not gonna say who did what, but I saw how much some people donated. Several $100s, $500 up the up the ladder, and it was
rough to watch, dude.
It was humbling, but it was also like it actually kind of helped me through it to be. Can I get another beer? Cool.
I keep doing that. I'm sorry. Are you trying to get out of here?
All you gotta do is sign it, babe.
Okay, good.
Just gotta sign it.
All right.
Signing my.
I know.
It's weird when you hang out with old people because they don't know.
You probably know more or less about this than anybody else.
Oh, this is
What
fun.
the fuck is this Momo shit?
Momo means like
No.
gay.
There's a video on YouTube that is making children kill themselves.
Oh, I heard about that.
What is that? I
Dude,
don't know.
no,
I've
it's-
seen a parent that I used to teach her daughter, and I didn't watch it. She didn't really say what it was. She just said, "My daughter just showed me this disturbing video. Please keep your kids off their iPads." It goes through parental block.
Dude,
it goes through any parental
It does.
control.
I was just gonna say,
And-
there's a series of them, and they're not all about killing yourself. Some of it is teaching kids how to have sex.
Right.
It's got
So, but
weird
this
stuff
one was
going on.
something that she said, I, as an adult, can't even believe that I saw that.
Don't think
So
because
they
it's got
get
pretty
weird.
colors going on that you think it's safe for kids.
Well, it's
It is the
something that's
weirdest
fucking
thing.
with their brain waves, apparently, and what they're seeing is not really what you see, supposedly. So I got here and I seen it on the news, and then I actually saw what the big deal was, but she didn't say that.
If you read more into it, this goes. I mean,
I'm
it
gonna
is
look it up
very,
again
very
because
deep.
My
There are
boyfriend's
so many.
brother is in the military,
Yeah.
so he's like, look, they just told us all to warn, our families that have children, please keep your kids off the computer, off of this, off of that. So, I believe. Yeah.
careful.
To keep your kid, he's like, don't let your kids, be careful, because this shit is hypnotizing
Oh, it's super weird.
these kids. And I'm like,
They'll have
what could it
Spider-Man and
possibly be that's making you go crazy? I don't know.
yeah.
So the kids should go outside and play.
Yeah. That's,
Well, yeah, great.
Unless,
that
but
they're
not all
gonna-
times, not all hours. You got to put them to bed.
Yeah, I
sometime.
guess so, at
it is
some
the
point.
weirdest thing.
But
You
it's
got-
weird, and I didn't know that it was that serious.
I couldn't
So-
even tell you how to catch the videos.
It came from Black Mirror. That's what started it. So I'm gonna go home now and give it attention because I'm curious and see what.
Watch out what you're looking out for, though.
Don't
'Cause-
watch it.
I'll work tomorrow. Don't
Okay,
Okay.
don't watch it.
Yeah, I was gonna say your search engine could get pretty weird at that point. Yeah, that's a
I'm
weird
gonna
thing
cut
too.
all that out.
Heard.
So you're doing okay though.
I'm doing wonderful.
Okay, good.
Mom's doing good.
Good.
Hopefully they're not shooting any more people.
Good. That's solid. I'm gonna do a couple more and we'll get out of here.
Sure. I got all night.
I asked you what's on your nightstand, and you said Reese's peanut butter cups. Empty Reese's peanut butter cups. Are you?
Dude, I am now lactose intolerant.
Okay, so you can't do that anymore.
I can't eat Reese's cups.
Oh, that's
I can't-
unfortunate.
Now, I have lost at least 15, 16 pounds.
Okay.
But I can't drink milk. I can't eat Reese's cups. I can't eat candy. I can't do any of that. Every once in a while, I'll just be like, you know what?
Fuck it, I'll have the
Fuck
belly
it.
ache.
I'll deal with it in the morning, and I'll eat like a Haagen-Dazs bar or something like that. I'll get crazy.
Yeah.
And I'll eat some ice cream or something like that. But now on my night, oh man. Oh, I don't want to tell you.
Okay.
Real recognize real, as they say.
Yeah.
And so people know when you've gone through some heartbreak, or when you've caused a heartbreak, or when you've done something stupid or had something stupid done to you. The kindness of strangers will really surprise you.
People
And,
are generally good.
Oh, that's an Anne Frank quote, right?
I don't know.
I still think that people are.
Oh yeah, I've never read that book.
I do have a copy, but you have to promise to give it back.
I have a book that Bill gave me that I haven't read yet, so I'm not going to promise anything, and that's literally on this on the top of the thing, because I remember
That's just collecting dust.
No, I will read it, because it's an Anthony Bourdain book, and I know he really appreciated him.
Yeah.
It's there. I just haven't finished the book in 3 years. I've been podcasting, dude.
I wish I would have taken more stuff from Bill's room when I had to clean it. I had to clean it out after the cops came and raided it.
Yeah.
And I wish, like, I took normal things, T-shirt, his lucky silver dollar is now my lucky silver dollar. He lost a bag of drugs, which I found.
All right.
And I found some really cool stuff, but I gave it all up to his family, obviously.
Well, I think that's the right answer.
Well, but
except the drugs.
I could have asked for more stuff. I could have been like, "Can I have this T-shirt, this hat, whatever?" And I just didn't want to ask the question.
What you got is 60 conversations or something.
Oh man!
And I when he passed away, at the year mark was right around the time that his 1 year anniversary from him being on my show was. Like, it was within a couple weeks.
I remember that.
And I couldn't put it out because I didn't want people to think that I was trying to capitalize on you know. When it rolls back around, I'll put it out and I'll say something.
I know him personally better than most people do. I don't think anybody in the world that knew him would think that you're trying to do that. He would. Come on.
I know.
I get what you're doing, and I thank you so much for being cool.
I had friends. I mean, I'm a little older than you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was my show.
I had friends who'd passed away or had killed themselves, but for some reason, and it's just like I said, I really love Bill. Like, he was generally one of the most honest, kind, funny, smart people that I had a brief. I could probably count on one hand how many times I actually hung out with him, but I also I was fortunate enough to spend an hour and a half sitting and talking with him, like one-on-one without our phones and any of that bullshit. And I listened to hours and hours of you guys. And what I loved about him was to keep you in check. He would tell you when you were wrong.
He was the good cop to my bad cop, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
I tell Etchy every day, it should have been you.
Yeah, be more like Bill.
No, kill yourself.
No, I love Etchy too.
I'm sorry, I'm joking. All right, I love you so much, man. Thank you so much. I know you gotta go.
Well, tell the kids where we. The last thing I ask is, what are your goals?
Goals for the next year: grow the podcast, obviously, become a better person. Okay. I think I still have a lot of growing to do, just to say the least.
I'm playing for the camera. That's what I do. I'm a video guy now.
No. I could. I certainly have a lot to work on, and maybe one of those things I need to work on is knowing what I need to work on. But I am trying.
I know you are.
My goals are obviously to progress the show, which is happening every day. Thank you guys so much. PFD Media is helping out a lot with that, and so have you, and basically everybody in the podcast community has really helped a lot.
We're in a good community.
Very, very blessed. Very blessed. I kind of almost brag when I talk to other groups from other
cities,
states, and whatever.
Yeah.
And they ask, how did you even grow your thing? And I go, well, right place, right time.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just luck. Sometimes it is skill. But with goals, I'm going to grow the show. I'm going to be a better person. I'd like to get a nicer truck. There's a few things I want to do. I'm doing some house remodels. I'm not taking the year off like I did last year, but I am working at a much slower pace than I ever have, and it's actually more rewarding than overextending yourself.
You were going really fast for a little while.
Yeah. I was Speedy Gonzalez there for a bit, and it worked out for me. It's cool. I really don't have any regrets or anything like that. I probably could.
There's no time for that.
I'm gonna hopefully piss a lot less people off, but at the same time, my goal is to piss more people off. I mean, that's what I'm good at.
Piss better people off.
That's my goal.
Piss the people off who deserve it.
They say go to your idols become your rivals. I've certainly done that, and.
Tell the kids where we can find anything that
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, What's the Fuss Podcast, and Rocky Socha, ROCKY SOCHA, but mainly What's the Fuss Podcast.com.
You're aware you're one of my favorite people.
You are one of my favorite people.
I'm going to give you a hug on camera. I love you. All right, say goodbye.
I love you.
All right, you guys, be nice to each other. Don't be dicks.